Welcome to a small demo that me and Anton will do. It's about maybe for most people a hidden jewel hiding in among all the features in Power BI. This one is called Cognitive Services and has actually been out for, I guess, more than 2 years, maybe 3 years, actually before we had premium per user. So originally it was you needed to have a premium capacity, but now it's a PPU functionality. So Cognitive Services is where you can actually do some real AI functions in Power BI just by clicking. So it seems like this is something that maybe will be more popular after AI has become talk of the town during the year, especially because of ChatGPT and other services coming out. So the idea is that we will showcase how to use this functionality in the data flow where we enable it, and then we will show some demo data, and after the demonstration we will talk a little bit about what could the future bring for this, and what would the use cases be. As we see it now, it's still quite early, even though it's been live for more than 2 years. But we still think maybe it's a little bit what should we say, limited what is possible to do with it. But it does have some purposes. What we have been thinking about is maybe the part that is about score sentiment could be used in real life in many companies. Often companies ask customers, rate us from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, and so on. And maybe if you have the time, please write something. But at least in Denmark, where I come from, and I guess also in Sweden, people want to be very nice and polite, and they always give great scores. And then sometimes they tend to hide, the real opinion in the comments. So this score sentiment feature is able to analyze the comments and turn up with a real score. But that is something that Anton will show us. Anton, are you ready to
Yeah.
to demo? Cool.
Take over. So the first thing we're going to need is, if we're doing it by data flow, we're going to have a workspace with a premium per user capacity. Then we'll have to create a new data flow. And then we'll add a new table. And for this case, I have an Excel workbook, but there are a few different other sources you can use. And I will browse my OneDrive, selecting the file. Here I have one sheet with a few reviews prepared. So now we are basically in Power Query, and first thing we have to do, I think, is use the first row's header. But to get into the AI insights, there is a button here. But first thing we need to do is allow combining data from multiple sources through this option here. And then we can go to this AI insight, and then we have to connect to the Azure functions. will take some time to validate my credentials. And then here we have a few different insights. We have tag images, we have extract key phrases, we have language detection, and we have score sentiment. For this case, we'll select the score sentiment. And then here we have parameters. So we'll use values in a column, and we'll use this reviews here and apply that. And then this will be running, and it will, extract the sentiment from the reviews. Here, and we have this sentiment is 0 to 1, where 0 is negative and closer to 1 is positive, and 0.5 is objective, because it's when it's starting out, it's has a pre-phase where it judges objectivity, and if it's mostly objective, it won't go further to the sentiment detection. It will just get a 0.5 result, and then we can save this, and we could connect to it through Power BI. There is also the possibility to do this directly in Power BI with the Power Query tool, but there you also need the premium per user capacity. And do you want to take over again, Lars?
Yeah, I can take over again. So, thank you, Anton. That was really short and sweet, and also resembles how easy it really is to use. Now you only showed us the score sentiment, but we have tried all of them. But I guess the reason why we show this one is maybe because we think this is probably the function that makes the most sense in most cases.
It's easier to see use cases in this and then in the language detection. There is also the possibility to add like ISO standards language for this. But if you don't, it will just like I didn't add it, but Power BI will detect the language. So it's doing that as well.
Yeah. We have also tried out the image tagging function. You could say that it sounds very appealing, but I think in reality we are right now at the very first step. So what that function is doing, it is tagging an image. So for instance, you had an image with a hot dog, and it was telling us that it was dog, which is not entirely wrong, but
no, but it was more sure that it was a dog than it was a hot dog. So it's
so it's still in the early stages, but I guess if Microsoft really want to do this, they have done all the basic work. Now we have the button we can use. There are some functions. It's easy to use. So I guess something that could be interesting relating to image analysis could be, for instance, to go through a video or image material and, for instance, be able to count how many people, how many animals, other kind of stuff that could be like very useful in some real cases.
Yeah, and discovering discrepancies and stuff like that. If you have like an industry with that takes many pictures for some instance, you can discover discrepancies, like this is out of place. Maybe someone needs to check on this picture. What is happening here? We didn't expect this. I think you could possibly already use it for that. It's a bit of a hassle, but I think you could possibly use it for that right now. But it's not that certain at the moment. So you could try it out, but not rely on it too much, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And regarding the score sentiment, I think there are some real use cases today. One case could be, as I mentioned in the intro, it could be customer comments. That could also be, with if you have customer complaints. It could also be like in a B2B case where you are writing something free text. It's difficult to make an analysis of free text. So this could really help to see, okay, are we improving? Is the score sentiment increasing or decreasing over time?
Yeah, and like I said, there is more room in free text for the customer to express their feelings than in a 1 to 10 scale. So I think that would be really nice to have.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Anton, I think this was like a short demo. It's easy to go through it and people to use for themselves. There is a Microsoft Learning link. I think we will put in afterwards. People can go and try out themselves.
And one thing that we haven't tried but should be cool to try is to add your own Azure machine learning model and then calling them from Power BI. I read that should be possible, but we haven't tried it yet. So that would be cool to try out.
Definitely. So you build your own function in query and try out a machine learning model. Yeah, definitely. Okay, thanks for spending your time with us and Microsoft's cognitive services.
Yeah, thank you.